Hi, everybody. My name is Amy Sinton. I'm a personal life business coach and a public speaker. And I am welcoming you today to the podcast of Passion Vista about self-care. Certainly, focusing on self-care, managing emotions, making time for yourself, and preventing burnout are all really important aspects of maintaining well-being. Here are some tips and strategies to address these areas. Self-care. Prioritize self-care activities that rejuvenate you, such as exercise, reading, hobbies, or spending time with loved ones. Establish a daily self-care routine that includes activities like meditation, stretching, or deep breathing exercises. Set boundaries at work and in your personal life to ensure that you have time for self-care. Remember that self-care is not selfish and it is essential for your physical and mental health. Managing emotions. Practice mindfulness meditation to become more aware of your own emotions and thoughts. Develop emotional intelligence by recognizing and understanding your own emotions. When experiencing strong emotions, take a step back and assess the situation before reacting impulsively. Seek support from a therapist or a counselor if you're finding it challenging to manage your emotions effectively. Time for self. Schedule me time in your calendar just as you would to any other commitment. Communicate your need for personal time to your friends and family so that they can support your efforts. Use this time to engage in activities that bring you joy and relaxation, whether it's reading, taking a bath, or going for a walk out in nature. Avoid burnout. Set realistic goals and expectations for yourself at work and in your personal life, and learn to say no when you have too much on your plate to avoid overcommitting. Delegate tasks to people when possible and seek the help when you need it. Monitor your stress levels and take breaks when necessary to recharge. Regularly assess your work-life balance to make adjustments as needed to avoid chronic stress and burnout. And remember that self-care is an ongoing process, and it is crucial to listen to your body and your mind. When you prioritize self-care, manage your emotions, make time for yourself, and take steps to prevent burnout, you'll be better equipped to handle life's challenges and lead a more balanced and fulfilling life. Making time for self-care can be indeed challenging, and many people face various hardships when trying to prioritize self-care in their lives. So here are some of the common hardships associated with making time for self-care. Busy schedules. Many people have packed schedules due to work, family, or other responsibilities and leaving little time for self-care activities. By focusing on what is your priority, you can then coordinate what is necessary to get done, what can be put for later, and how you can fit it in to have this time for self-care. Guilt. Some individuals may feel guilty or selfish for taking time for themselves, especially when they have family or work obligations. And that can lead to burnout, greater stress levels, or worse emotional management. By feeling guilty for taking time for self-care, you are neglecting your own needs, which can deteriorate your physical and mental health. Know what your obligations and responsibilities are, what needs to be done to accomplish it, but do not neglect yourself. You are your own responsibility and obligation also, and it is your job to take care of yourself also. Lack of support. A lack of support from friends, family, or employers can make it difficult to prioritize self-care, as it can be viewed as a low priority. If you do not have people around who see the importance of self-care, you need to be the one that will stand up for yourself and make time for this. You have to put other people's opinions to the side sometimes and understand that you do not need to get other people's approval to be able to practice self-care from time to time. Do so in a manner that will improve your mental and physical health, as both are very important spheres of life. Financial constraints. Some self-care activities, such as a spa day, vacations, can be expensive, making them inaccessible to those on a tight budget. You do not need to do expensive things to practice self-care. Caregiving responsibilities. People who are caregivers often have limited time for self-care due to their caregiving duties. It is important to take care of those responsibilities, but also to keep in mind that you and your well-being are your own duty for care also. You cannot expect to have enough strength in order to help others if you are not caring for yourself at all also. Stress and burnout. Ironically, the very people who need self-care the most, such as those experiencing high levels of stress or burnout, may find it hardest to make time for it. This is why it is exceptionally important to schedule time in, even if you have a very busy schedule. It will give you more energy, clarity, and peace of mind. Perfectionism. Perfectionists may struggle with self-care because they feel they must excel in every aspect of life and view self-care as a sign of weakness. Taking care of yourself is a sign of strength, a sign of self-awareness and understanding. Lack of awareness. Some individuals may not fully understand the importance of self-care or may not know which activities would benefit them the most. Have a look at your overall life. Where do you feel good and that you are excelling? And where do you feel that you are lacking, even and especially if it is on an emotional level? Difficulty saying no. People who have trouble saying no to requests or commitments may find it challenging to carve out time for themselves. This can lead to burnout very quickly, so be aware of your needs and your boundaries. Mental health issues. Individuals dealing with mental health issues like depression or anxiety may find it particularly challenging to engage in self-care activities. Seek support of mental health professional when necessary, such as a psychologist, therapist, or psychiatrist. There is no shame in seeking professional support, and do not neglect your needs. Cultural or societal expectations. Cultural or societal norms and expectations can influence how individuals prioritize self-care, and in some cultures, self-care may not be emphasized. Remember that cultural norms and fashion can change, and mental and physical health requires time for self-care in the appropriate amounts, no matter who you are spending time with. Remember to take time for yourself and not to be embarrassed, shy, or pressured otherwise. You can start to see big improvement in your life once you start taking time for self-care. You can even be a pioneer in this topic sometimes, and others will follow your lead if they start seeing benefits and pluses of doing so. Overcoming these hardships and making time for self-care requires self-awareness, determination, and sometimes seeking support from others. It's essential to recognize that self-care is not selfish. It's necessary for maintaining physical and mental well-being, which ultimately allows you to be more effective in other areas of your life. Finding small pockets of time for self-care and starting with manageable activities can be a good way to begin prioritizing your well-being. I'm a personal life and a business coach. Follow up for more.